In today's take, I want to talk about Russell Westbrook with the Los Angeles Lakers and how if he improves his jump shot, will it better the chances of the Lakers winning a championship? Before we get into that, though, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. We put out content every day, so you won't miss any content here. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, Russell Westbrook's been in the league for X amount of years. Probably close to 10 years or more. And, ever since Russell Westbrook's been in the league, he's always been a superstar type player. And then he turned into an actual superstar player. And he's always been an exciting player to watch, always had a lot of, bravado with his game and, a lot of alpha in his game and, a lot of just excitement and big dunks and, all gas, no brakes, full throttle type player. And I've always admired that about Russell Westbrook. Him and Derrick Rose was always the two most athletic point guards I've ever seen in regards to how they played. The only problem with players like that, winning championships is very hard to do because there's a point in time in the game or there's a point in time in basketball, you have to play both ends of the floor. And not saying Russell Westbrook has not played defense and everything like that, because he definitely tries on defense and, he definitely puts his effort in. But there's also times where when you're in playoff games, you have to be able to take high percentage shots on the offensive end of the floor. And to me, even if you can't play both sides of the floor, everybody can't be a two-way player. I understand that. But what you can do, if you're an offensive guru, if you're an offensive type player, you can take your game to another level by shot selection. And when you take shots and what type of high percentage shots are you taking in critical moments of games in the playoffs when they really matter the most. And the one thing about Russell Westbrook, he's never really been that good of a shooter. So now he puts out a video here lately in regards to him working on his shooting, and his form is starting to look a little bit better. And I will say this, if Russell Westbrook can find a way to make his jump shot formidable going into the playoffs next season or as the season goes on before they enter the playoffs next season, I think the Lakers can be a real threat to win it all. Because if you look at where they are, the biggest problem with Russell Westbrook being on the team, and the reason why he probably won't fit on the team in most people's mind, and even in my mind as well, is because he can't shoot, especially in critical moments. It's like he's a high percentage 3-point taker, but he's not a high percentage 3-point maker. Matter of fact, he's abysmal from 3-point range. I mean, there was a couple years there he was ranked dead last as far as like shooting in regards to, taking threes, making threes. And I don't want to diminish any of the greatness that he's put out, because he has averaged triple doubles, 1 or 2 seasons, won an MVP, he's been to a finals and everything like that. But, the missing piece to his legacy to me is a championship. And the only way I think he's ever going to get one is by doing what he's doing. And I like the fact that he's trying to motivate himself and add that 3-point shot to his game and make himself more of a valuable piece for the Lakers. Because honestly, even though LeBron is moving to the 4 position, I still think Russell Westbrook handling the ball a lot is not a good thing for the Lakers. But at the same time, if they can share handling the ball at times, and Russell Westbrook can play off the ball and catch and shoot and be at least decent / reliable from 3-point range, where he can knock it down at a pretty decent percentage, the Lakers can be a real threat to any team in the NBA, especially if LeBron James is coming back motivated and if he's got anything left, which I still think he at least has a year left in him. And if Anthony Davis can finally find a way to drink some milk or something like that and, get stronger bones and stay healthy, I mean, they definitely got a real chance of being one of the best, if not the best team in the NBA. And I definitely will give them that. And you have to understand, with Russell Westbrook opening his game up like that, it can definitely help. The only problem I see is sometimes in situations like this, you cannot get a player to do something that he never really done. Some players can't learn how to become a better jump shooter when they've never been one their whole career. It's really, really hard to do because it's not a form of his game that he's ever going to trust to a high level like he does going to the basket, driving, dunking, and, dishing the ball out. That's what Westbrook does. So the more the situation is more mental. The more he shoots, is he going to get more comfortable to take those shots in big moments and actually make those shots in big moments. And that's where I'm at with the situation, because I really, truly think that Russell Westbrook could actually help the Lakers be a very, very good team, or if arguably the best team in the league, even with the Nets being as good as they are, because if he does get a jump shot, or if he makes his jump shot more respectable than what it has been throughout his career, I think the Lakers have a really good shot. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to win, because I still personally think that Russell Westbrook is not a fit for them. And I've said on record a couple of videos ago, you can go back and check it out. I personally think if LeBron James is not handling the ball, that spells for disaster. LeBron James is a forward. He's a small forward, power forward, whichever forward you want him to be. He's played both those positions before. But to me, ultimately, when I look at LeBron James throughout his career, I look at LeBron James as a point guard. I always have. And to me, when you talk about good decision making in critical moments, LeBron has always been great at that. Always been great at that. I'm not even a big LeBron fan at all, but I've always respected LeBron James because I know how great he's been, and I know how his decision making on the court has made other players, have elevated other players and got their game to a level they didn't even think that it could. I mean, hell, look what he did with Kevin Love on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kevin Love put up a lot of points in Minnesota, but Kevin Love took higher percentage shots and made higher percentage shots when they were critical and in moments that they needed it during the season and going into the playoffs the way he did, unlike he was able to do in Minnesota, because he was just taking a lot of shots because he just had the green light the whole time. And everybody knows that's okay, but at some point in time, it's not good enough to win. And what I'm saying is LeBron has made not only Kevin Love, Kyrie, a lot of other players play at a higher level than I think they ever would have if they didn't have him. I mean, look at J.R. Smith. You could look at Iman Shumpert. I mean, look at the players he's played with. I mean, I think, what was the guy, Matthew Dellavedova? I mean, LeBron has always been that guy in regards to being the best point guard on the floor and getting his own shot whenever he needs to. Now the Lakers are actually entrusting Westbrook to do that. And now you got to hope that Russell Westbrook jump shot formulates and comes along with his game to the point where he can help the Lakers win championships. And I think that's really, really a big ask, or a big, question mark, for Russell Westbrook, because I always looked at him as a dynamic point guard. I never looked at him as a championship type point guard. The stats and the numbers are there, but the winning intangibles isn't. And I'm not sure if LeBron can teach him that or put him in position to play that way. I mean, hopefully, he can, because, that'll definitely solidify Russell Westbrook's career if he's able to do that. But at the same time, it's really hard to teach a player who's been in the league this long those type of things, and he's never had to do them, and he's never actually implemented them in his game. But I'm not saying he can't do it. I just think if he does find a way to get that jump shot going to the point where it's more respectable than his jump shot has been in the past, well, the Lakers are onto something, and they're really onto something, because with his athleticism and everything, well, that kind of makes up for LeBron not having the same athleticism he used to have getting to the basket. And sometime when LeBron plays off the ball, or he takes the ball out of Russell Westbrook's hand and sets up for a play, he can find Russell Westbrook for a three, because Russell Westbrook is a more respectable shooter, and he'll be able to do these things in the playoffs as well. But we're going to have to see how that pans out. I just personally think that if Russell Westbrook, not to get off topic, if Russell Westbrook does improve his three-point shot, it really puts the Lakers in a really good position to do great things in the season. And we're going to have to see how it goes. I'm not sure if Russell Westbrook can do it, but, hey, You never know. Sometimes when you play with better talent, your game elevates. That's just the way it is. So we'll see how that pans out. We'll see if the fit is a fit. I personally don't think it's going to be a fit, but, we'll see how it all goes and how it all pans out for the team and how the Lakers, play in the regular season going into the playoffs. But hey, that's my take on the situation. Leave any comments in the comment section as always.